All right. Welcome to the Ultra High Net Worth Clients Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Broadhead. We started this podcast as a way to create a central resource of the best financial advisor, financial specialist, and portfolio manager practice growing tips shared by the most outstanding of those folks in the industry, of which our guest today is definitely one. These outstanding financial specialists agree to be on the show and provide a ton of value for free, all in the hopes that our audience might learn from their words. My father was a financial advisor, and financial advisors are the main clients we serve, so my marketing agency's mission is to help every financial specialist grow their business in an effort to help the world become more financially secure. Today, we have the rare pleasure of talking with an amazing financial specialist, Esther Sangionvanni. Esther, can you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Good morning, Chris. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm very happy and very excited to be part of your podcast today. Like you said, my name is Esther Sangionvanni. I'm from the Dominican Republic, but I have been in the US for about 36 years now. And I have been in the banking industry for about 27, and I have been always an entrepreneur in this country. And in the last few years, I decided to start helping my um, Latino community because they are in need of a lot of information, especially those entrepreneurs that they don't know how to grow their business, they don't know how to get to the next level, and they don't know anything about how to save money in taxes.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's a lot to dig into there, Esther. Um,
Yes.
that's amazing. Really, I love to hear, your story of passion and hard work and coming here from. I've been to the Dominican Republic. It's a beautiful country. Um, so that's it's amazing that you know made it over here and started on your entrepreneurial journey. That's an amazing accomplishment. So tell me, if I can just jump into your experience, what inspired you um, to come over here from the DR.
First of all, when I moved out of the Dominican Republic, I went to Germany. I live in
Mm-hmm.
Berlin before the world war down. And, you can do the numbers. I was only 20, 19 by then, 20 when the wall went down. And after a year in Germany, I realized there was a lot of room as a Latina to grow back then. And my father was in the process of doing the green card for me. My brother came in like 6 months before I came into the country. So I decided it would be the best decision because by the time I came into the US, I had my son, Marshall, who's 36 years old now, and so I came to the US when he was only 3 months old and just looking to have a better life. My father was already established here, and it was just a smart thing to do to build some roots here in the US. So my family be here. My dad is going to be here around 40 years, I think, in May. And we are here about my brother's 37 and myself 36.
Wow, wow.
So, and we've been working hard and building and, making a better future for our followers, the kids, the grandkids now. I have four grandkids, and, it's just beautiful how to see your family growing and see your grandkids with better future. I really admire what my kids have accomplished in this country. Both of my kids are retired army. My son was part of the intel in the Afghanistan war. My daughter was National Guard, and now my daughter is actually a deputy HR at the White House.
Wow, wow. What a That's an incredible accomplishment. Thank your family for all their service. That's amazing.
Thank you. My daughter's husband is also retired Army, so I'm very proud of all of them, everything that they have done for this country.
Hmm. And that's just a testament to, how much you and your family, appreciate this country that, your father and yourself initially emigrated to. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful thing. I think, I was born here. I'm third generation, my or fourth generation. My great grandparents came over from Brussels. So I'm very far sort of extended from, understanding the immigrant experience. And I think, to some extent, like, it's hard not to take this country for granted. I do love to hear, immigrants' story and why it was so important to come to this country and can you just kind of talk about your mindset there and why it was important and what sort of what motivated you to want to come to the U.S.?
Sure. My father, growing up in the Dominican Republic, he comes from a very poor family. My father wear his four pair of shoes when he was 15 years old.
Wow.
But he had a different mentality. He always wanted to do more and get better. I mean, I know the story. My father graduated from high school when I was already born. Then my father went to college to become um, a biologist. He was a teacher for a while. He worked with different organizations in the financial sector in the Dominican Republic to help teachers to organize their finances. They had like a small credit union that they built inside the school system for the teachers to prepare themselves for the future. Then my father started traveling places to like Panama, Venezuela to do different courses and start gaining more knowledge about helping the community. And that's where I guess all started, the passion that we have for our community. And then my father decided to move to Venezuela, where he became an entrepreneur and had different businesses, he was in the restaurants business. And when things started getting sour, like 40 years ago in Venezuela, my father decided to move to the US. And that's how we came along with him. Uh, Honestly, at first, I'm going to tell you, none of us were happy to come to the US because the lifestyle was totally different. Since
Hmm.
my dad was like an entrepreneur, has his own business in in Venezuela, we were living like a middle class in the Dominican Republic, and we were comfortable. And coming to the US to start a new life, to start a new way of seeing things, it was hard, especially for few of my brothers. It was very, very hard at first, but then we got used to it. We got comfortable. Everybody went to school. Most of us, I think four of us already, we have college degree. Everybody nowadays has a very, very comfortable life in the US. But at first, I'm gonna be honest with you, it was not easy. It was a culture shock, so everything is different than there was in the Dominican Republic, but we were able to manage. I was able to help my brothers. They're all younger than me. I'm the oldest. And, we ride along and we learn the culture. We learn how to integrate in the community. And not only that, we try to manage to be on the American side, but we didn't forget our roots. We didn't forget our heritage. We didn't forget our customs, the food, uh, the music. So we always have that life in our household.
Hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds like your dad was a brilliant guy. It's just super
He
smart and really
still
hardworking.
is. We're very lucky to still have him around. My dad is about to turn 79, and we're
Oh
gonna have a
wow.
party in the Dominican Republic. And you know, he's my hero, honestly, coming from a family that he was the first one to graduate from high school. Um, it says a lot. And then when he retired, he wanted to become a doctor because that's what he wanted to do when he was younger. But there was no sources to get that done. And, you know, with the family, the kids, and all that, it was impossible. And after he retired to the Dominican Republic, he went to college to become a doctor, but then he
Oh my god.
realized, no, then he realized that he was not at the age to be, you know, running around and spending hours at the hospital and all that. There was no need for that. So he changed the major and he's a lawyer. I
We
believe
need
we
to
said,
study his brain.
I
How do you have
know.
that much motivation?
I believe he's graduated as a lawyer when he was 72, and then he went for a master's, graduated at 74. And I had a conversation with him a few days ago. He said, I'm not even reading more about law or anything like that. It's like, I'm not going to do anything with it. It's just and I totally understand him. It's just our brain is it goes
Yeah.
way too fast. It's three of us and the family that are like that. It's my father, myself, and my little brother. We always have to be doing something, otherwise
Mm.
we probably will get in trouble and we don't get our if we're not busy, we might get in trouble. And that's what I always
Yeah.
say, because I have a lot going on in my, you know, in my life. And some people is like, I don't know how you do. I was like, I don't even know myself. And I trust me, I go to bed early and I get my 7 hours of sleep every day.
That's amazing. Wow. What an incredible family, and that's really an amazing story. That's very inspiring.
I'm very
Awesome.
proud of my family, everything that we have done, you know, in this country, even though we came from the Dominican Republic with
Hmm.
no background of millionaires.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you certainly have a multimillionaire's work ethic there.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
that's amazing. Awesome. Okay, so uh, uh, did you speak English before you came here, or did you learn that after you came to the States?
Well, when we were teenagers going to high school, we went to an institute in the Dominican Republic, but my English was not great when I got here. It was just the
Hmm.
basic. But I started college few months after I landed in the US because I came back. You know, I used to be in college in the Dominican Republic before I moved out, but I was into my father decided that he wanted engineers, doctors, or lawyers in the house. So for me, okay, I'm going to be an engineer. I was really good in the math. I was really good on chemistry, but physics, I couldn't build that relationship. So that
Hmm.
was not a career for me. I always wanted to be in the administration side. But when I went to college in the Dominican Republic, I was also able to take few English courses. But when I went to Germany, I went to school to learn German. So when I first moved to the US and I started college, my compositions they were in three languages: English, Spanish, and and
That's
German.
amazing. Wow. What an amazing mashup.
But at the end, my first English class, I was able to get a B. And the
Mhm.
teacher, you know, was very patient with me. At first, I put a lot of hours into it. I know my English still not perfect. I still have some because the language barrier, you know, when you come as an adult to this country, there are words that is really hard for you to pronounce them. My
Mhm.
kids laugh at me, but it's a good laugh, which I also laugh with them about it, you know.
Well, I think your English is very good, and
Oh, thank you.
yeah, and and I like your accent. I love the DR accent. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just the colorful on our life, make everything happy.
yeah. Yeah, I had a roommate in Los Angeles who was from the Dominican Republic, and I thought he talked so cool. I was like, man, and he was already like a super handsome guy. I was like,
Oh,
man,
a
yeah.
good match. I don't know how to
Awesome.
say anything in your language. I don't know if you learn your language. I know in Brussels they speak French, but my one of my friends that live on the outside, um, in well, the name of that area is Yellowtown. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but
Mhm.
she speaks Flamingo, which is a mix between the Dutch and the German.
Oh wow, it's actually called Flamingo.
Yeah,
That's a
they have
cool
like
name.
three different languages in your country.
Oh my gosh.
I always go there.
Yeah, man. And me and my wife moved to Barcelona last year, so we're trying to learn Spanish, and that man, I am struggling.
Really? Spanish is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I want to learn Spanish and then French and then German is my goal.
Awesome.
And probably Catalan as well, because they appreciate when you speak that in Catalonia.
I learned some Catalan when I went to Buffalo University, so it was really
Oh,
cool.
okay.
Hmm.
Nice. Is it a lot different than Spanish?
No, not really. Between the Catalan, Spanish, and Portuguese, there's a lot of similarity. And I know the
Hmm.
French as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, how many languages do you speak?
Not that many. I can barely speak English, Spanish, and I got some Portuguese and some. Well, I can speak Portuguese. I would say 50% and German. My German is almost all gone, but I can still order my food and order my beer and ask for the bill in the
Wow.
bathroom.
Okay, so you're a very valuable person to have when traveling Europe.
Yes, yes. Well, I usually travel with my friend because she speaks 7 languages, and everywhere we go, I'm safe with her.
Hmm. Okay,
So,
nice.
which is really cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool. All right, so you're in the States, you graduate college, you're deciding on a career, you choose the finance path. Is that correct?
Yes, I got into. At first, I graduated from Bronx Community College in the Bronx.
Hmm.
I did administration there, and then I went to Buffalo, New York, and I got into the business program. Unfortunately, I got pregnant with my daughter, and there was a lot going on, so I decided to take a shorter route just to have my bachelor's degree, and I graduated in Spanish, which I only used it for like a year and a half that I went to teach in Florida. And after that, I did a master's in international business, and I got a job right after I graduated at the International Bank of Costa Rica in Miami, and I was there for almost 2 years, I believe. And after that, I got an opportunity to work at Summit Bank back then, 1996. It was the biggest bank in New Jersey, and I was a credit analyst for the International Bank of Costa Rica and a Summit Bank. And I stayed as an analyst for about 10 years. And then I started going to different area of the banking. But after Summit Bank, I only worked at community banks because I wanted to be closer, to people that are starting out or people that are not so educated financially, and that's where I started leaning more to become a financial specialist. And then the last couple of years working for Main Street Bank, I realized that the portfolio that I manage, over $300 million, had, I think, one Latino on it. And I say, I started analyzing why is this happening? Why the Latino community doesn't have the power to knock on the bank's door to ask for $1 million? And I found my answers. We don't have the education because we just concentrate to do the job, and we don't really concentrate on getting the education. And a lot of the small businesses, they don't move ahead because that lack of education and the lack of how to invest their money so they can uh, avoid to give all their money to the IRS and keep more for themselves. Another thing that I found is a lot of the Latinos, they work for years and years on their businesses, and they do not know that they can have a retirement plan that can be tax free.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've been working on with my Latino community. I help them to organize their businesses, learn about business credit. um, I teach them to become um, very organized and think about what they purchase, if it's a needs or it's a wants, and take care of their personal credit, because that's another thing that people don't understand, that to check your credit is a lot more important than to check your bank account. Your bank
Yeah.
account is limited, and your credit is, unlimited, because if you have good credit, you can get unlimited money under your business name.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's a lot of work to do in our community, and now I'm helping a lot of small businesses to do their tax planning.
Mm-hmm. Got it. So if I understand correctly, you're working, or you serve Latino business owners to help them um, create a better retirement for themselves and pay less taxes and just
And
you
get
know.
more organized and work less, because sometimes they think they have to do everything. And also another thing that the Latino community believe is into putting all their money that they have saved for years in their businesses. They don't know how to get organized and use other
Mhm.
people money,
That's awesome.
because it's a bad
Um,
thing for, they feel very proud. Oh, I open my business and I use all the money out of my pocket.
mhm. Yeah, that's great. So are you serving them through your role at Main Street Bank, or is this
Uh,
a separate thing?
this is a separate thing. I work on Main Street. I work full time, serving the portfolio, and then
Mhm.
I set up my appointments after 5 o'clock with my customers, and I have a team that they help me with whatever needs they also have. And we're doing a great job, and we have small businesses like a startup, but we also have businesses um, that they make up to $5 million.
Mhm. Okay, awesome. That's amazing. So how do you find these types of clients?
Honestly, we have a campaign on Facebook of that we bring to customers. We also build a community where we do free workshop once a month to teach them how they should organize their business, how they should register their business, how they should have a logo, how to they need to build presence, teach them how to become an identity as a business and not mix their business with their personal financials, which is one of the struggle for most of the Latinos entrepreneurs, because they don't understand that the person is an identity and the business is a separate identity, and they should not be missing their finances. So, and that's one of the things that we teach in our workshops that we do once a month for free.
Hmm. Oh, that's awesome. So you do are they online workshops?
Yeah, yeah, we do
Okay.
the webinar online, and everything is in Spanish. After now, we don't know later on, maybe we do it in English, but as of right now,
Hmm.
I think my community needs my help. And, we're changing lives right now because when people come in, sometimes they think that they don't know where the money is, and they're working so hard. And after you help them and help them to get organized, help them to have different type of accounts where they can split the money and separate themselves from the businesses, the business take a total turn where they can really see that they have a business and it's just not a job that they purchased for a few years into it and they don't see the sun.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we have found uh, these online webinars that you promote with Facebook ads, Instagram ads. Those are the best form of marketing that we have discovered. That works so incredibly well. So, I'm not surprised that you figured that out as well. You figured it out before we did. Sounds like. So that's amazing. Can you talk about kind of for any business owners, even Latino business owners, what is like something they could do right now that would improve their business, their retirement, their profitability, lower their taxes, or is there any sort of common low hanging fruit that you've seen across a lot of your business owner clients?
They don't pay attention to the numbers.
Yeah.
In order to grow, you need to know your numbers. And if you ask them how much money did you make during 2024, 99% of them they don't know.
Mm.
And we're teaching them that they need to have a bookkeeping, that they need to know every month where they're standing, that they need to have a plan with the money, because if you don't have a plan with your money will make plans for you. And you know that. Because
Yeah.
sometimes you can bring some money in your account and you just put the money in the account and you don't decide what you're going to do. That money finds their way to get out of there. So
Hmm.
you need to make sure that you have a plan for your money. You got to make sure that every month you know where you stand, and you need to see your business, see your expenses, because some of them they're not paying attention. They just working and they need something and they just go and buy it. And sometimes I ask them, you have a business or you have a passion? Because I've been through it. I have a business. There is a skincare products. Insanji Beauty is the name of it. And I have this business for like 10 years. And I made a lot of investments that they were not necessary to me. I throw a lot of money and the garbage because it's a passion. I love to develop formulas. And when I started developing more and more during the pandemic, and I think I spent over $150,000 during pandemic developing formulas that I probably develop it and do it once, and then I will not do it again, because it's too
Wow.
much.
Hmm.
So, but that was my way to be at home and not get crazy with pandemic. I will work all day at the bank, and then I will go straight to my basement after work, and I will stay there until 10, 11 o'clock every night. But I was not making any money. I was just
Hmm.
putting money into it. And I was like, until one day I woke up, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? And that
Yeah.
happens to a lot of people. So I can speak
Hmm.
from my experience that some businesses, like I had a customer last night and I was speaking to her. She has two businesses, one that is doing wonderful. The second one is not doing that great and gives her a lot more work. And I said, do you think it's worth it to put all your time into that business when you're not really making money? So, and she's like, what am I going to do with my customers? I said, you can find somebody else that can take care of your customers.
Hmm.
Because if you're not making the money, why make all these sacrifices?
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
not worth it. So when you have a business, you got to see the first year how the business behave. I'm not saying that you have to be profitable because some businesses take us a little bit more, but if your business is not covering at least the basics, something is going wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And it sounds like your money was well spent because your skin looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. I do everything that I put on my hair, on my skin, I make them myself. I have few certificates that I did with a school in London. I did it online. I live in London one time, but I did this online, and I love to make all the products. But honestly, it's a really tough industry,
Mm-hmm.
and you know
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. My wife spends hundreds of dollars, sometimes thousands, a month on skincare.
Yeah.
So it's probably a profitable industry to be in if you
It can
figure it
be,
out.
but the competition is rough up
Oh
there.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to invest a lot of money in marketing in order to make it in the skincare um, business.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I learned that myself. I have customers that they don't want to shower if they don't have my soap in their bathroom, which I really appreciate it.
Nice.
And because my soap I made totally different. I made them with juices.
Cool.
So my favorite one is the orange. I made, the orange juice, and then
Mm-hmm.
I make the soap with orange juice. So and your
Mm.
skin is always glowing because of the all the vitamin C, that is on the
Yeah.
orange. It reflects on your skin.
Wow. I can I can smell it from here.
Oh
That's
yeah, the
must
stores
be
smell
delightful.
amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. So, yeah, you speak multiple languages and you have multiple revenue streams, multiple businesses. That's amazing.
That's the way to do it. I'm also in the
Yeah,
car business. I
of
rent
course.
cars with Turo. I don't know if you're familiar with that
Yeah, yeah,
platform.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have 18 cars in Turo.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I, I was gonna say like you must not sleep, but you get your 7 hours, so
I need to get my 7 hours.
you're very efficient. I love it. That's amazing.
And I had to do my meditation so to stay calm and relaxed.
Yeah. Oh, I hear that. I gotta meditate sometimes 3 times a day to maintain my sanity. Well, Esther, you have an amazing story, and you're a lovely person and an inspiration. My final question for you. We're coming towards the end of our time together, unfortunately. My final question. And it's an open-ended question. You can take it in any direction that you like. It is, what are you working towards?
My independence, and I'm very close to get there, is just to be on the phone with the customers when they need me, have the team to, help me out, and to have the opportunity to work from anywhere in the world. I'm a world traveler. I've been to like 30 countries already, and I have many
Wow.
to go. So that's the goal. And hopefully 2026, it'll be probably the first year that I'm going to be doing that.
Yeah, awesome. You're gonna be where's the first stop?
First up, the whole month of December, probably I'm going to be in the Dominican Republic, and
Cool.
then I need to make a stop in Belgium for at least a week at the beginning of 2026. And after that, probably going to be here to take care of some more my customers that they need to see my face. And after that, probably going to be in Colombia for a few months.
Wow. That's so exciting. Esther, the world traveler, working from wherever she travels.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so exciting. Good for you. And where can my audience find out more about you?
Well, people can follow me on social media, Esther Sangionvanni official on Facebook and Instagram. We also are in TikTok, but TikTok we're more as a finance elite advisors, which is the name of one of my businesses, of course, for the finance education company. And I'm also on Facebook and Instagram as finance elite advisors.
Awesome. And we'll be sure to link all that in the show notes. Esther, you are an incredibly impressive and accomplished person, and I am so thankful I got to meet you and get to know you a little better, and just keep on inspiring everyone. Like, I mean, you seem to have uh, no limit on your energy or motivation, and it's just really impressive and inspiring and amazing. So thank you for all that you do.
Well, no problem. Life is short and we just gotta be happy every day and we gotta we gotta make a difference in our society.
And you are walking the talk there, Esther. And the world's a better place having you in it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Appreciate it. I really appreciate you taking the time to get this done. And it's my first time doing a podcast in English though.
oh wow,
I
okay.
really appreciate
Man, you
it.
crushed it. You did amazing. You speak better
Thank
English
you.
than me.
No, that's not true. We try to do our best.
Yeah, you did amazing. And yeah, so can't wait to get this out to everybody. For all our listeners out there, thank you so much for tuning in and keep on growing out there, everybody. See